if you want to talk about pulling in any essential oils or crystals, there's just such a dynamic to how we help ourselves and how we heal ourselves. But I think the important thing to know is that it is possible. It's just being open to having those experiences, because in our culture, it might be kind of new, but it's not in other places.
Hello, everyone. I am interviewing healers, creatives, people of the world, all about self-love, the seeds of self-love, and practical self-acceptance. And today, I have a wonderful person of the world, Leslie. I'm very excited to have her here. She is a Reiki practitioner, a stress management facilitator, which I think all of us could use a little bit of that management and facilitation right now. I'll let you introduce yourself, Leslie.
Thanks, Rachel. I'm Leslie Carey, and my business is Peace of Movement. I am a stress management facilitator. I enjoy helping other empaths and people that are highly sensitive navigate using self-help tools and recognizing their energy from other people's energy, meditation, and Reiki.
Wow. That sounds amazing. I know, so I'm an empath and highly sensitive person, and I've worked with some people to learn more about it, but it's one of those things when you realize that you are that, all of a sudden you're like, did anybody write a guidebook for me? What am I supposed to do? And so I'm so glad that you have, it sounds like, so many tools ready to just connect with people. You understand what are some of the difficulties that happen as a highly sensitive person or empath and how to work with those. So I love that.
Yes, there are definitely some really good books, which I'm more than happy to share and possibly, provide for you that people watching, if they're interested, can follow up and look into. But it is a challenge to navigate, but when you do see some keywords which make you recognize, oh my gosh, yes, I am really sensitive to my surroundings, how do I go forward? It is important that there are tools available, it's just using them.
Yes. Oh, I love that. Yeah, below during the interview or after, people can look, your website will be below, and we can also put some resources. I know when I first realized that I was highly sensitive, my counselor gave me a book. I think it was called The Highly Sensitive Person's Workbook. I forget the title, but I know Susan Orloff has a book, and I'm sure there are more, but it seems like there are more resources even now than there were 10 years ago or 5 years ago. So yeah, you can
even the word empath, people are understanding that and what it means and what it means to them. Than ever before.
Yeah. And tell me, so did you come to this work because you were or are an empath and a sensitive, and these are tools you gained for yourself? Or is it more as you worked with people, you realized some things helped them more than other things?
That's a good question. A little bit of both. I feel I noticed the more I practiced meditating, the more I practiced keeping myself centered and balanced, the more energy I had, the more centered I felt, the better I responded to things, but also paid attention to what my triggers were. And then I was a clinical massage therapist for 12 years. So I also noticed in clients the differences between when they felt out of sorts, how that presented in their body, as opposed to when they didn't.
Yeah. Oh, that's amazing. And did you start practicing Reiki along with massage, like bring it on as another offering? How did that work out? When did you start doing Reiki?
I became a licensed clinical massage therapist in 2006. I actually was graduated. I was living in Chicago at the time. And Reiki, Reiki kind of chose me. It might sound really weird. I definitely was not interested at anything abstract, abstract ideas, and maybe a lot of us were like that, and a lot of people still are, but I feel it's a lot less. But I wasn't interested or looking to do Reiki, but my first experiences with it were really incredible. I felt really light I felt really balanced and centered and just expanded. So I felt a whole bunch of different feelings. And I became a Reiki practitioner in 2007. And really, it's something I just did for myself first. I didn't necessarily use it for other people, but I found myself using it or just kind of coming out during massage sessions, and it just gave me almost another set of listening ears, just kind of enhanced how I was helping people. That's kind of how I used Reiki. And then it morphed into me feeling like one of the best ways I could help other people was to kind of tune into their inner dialogue. And Reiki was something that helped me with that, helped me sense that. And that became my main focus because it just seemed like there was such a big benefit for just showing people how to help themselves feel better. We're all very capable and powerful, and that is why my main focus became what it is.
Wow, I love that. Yeah, and it makes me think, I mean, I love massage too. I mean,
me too.
Like, who doesn't? But I also feel like even though I can self-massage, you know, there's some parts I can't get to. But the way I'm hearing it, it sounds like if I got a Reiki session and then you share with me what the experience is, you kind of shine the light on some of my inner stuff going on, then I can do something about that. It sounds like it gives me something that then I'm empowered to work with it, as opposed to it's like a one and done kind of thing. Am I understanding it? Does that sound like a good way of looking at it?
Exactly. And I think that it is an abstract idea to think that our emotions play a physical part in our bodies, or that they can manifest themselves physically. Because if we fall down, we hurt ourselves, we, break a bone, we, get a cast, maybe then get physical therapy or acupuncture, what have you, and then our arm or a part of our body will start to heal. And we know that the specific dent that we hurt ourselves. But emotions are a little bit trickier. Sometimes we don't know why our back hurts. We don't know why our shoulders hurts. We don't know why we have a headache. We don't know why we have certain constant pains. And it's an opportunity just to explore your emotions.
Wow.
Because we do store them in specific places. And, what I noticed is when people were coming to me for a massage, they didn't necessarily want to diagnose themselves in that way, which is what made me feel like, but this is what I like doing. So I want people to come to me that know that they want to get and find out what is going on. Why are they feeling stuck? Why are they feeling unbalanced? And let's just dig a little bit and just change some of the responses we have to things that bother us. So we can feel better in our bodies. So we have more energy.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So many good pieces. Well, one, like on a personal level, I'm so proud of you for seeing, this is the part of working with people that I like the most. And instead of being like, I hope they come and want to work on this, you're like, no. I'm just going to really lean in and focus all on that. And I love that you made that choice and followed that intuition, or just that yearning that was what made you the most excited.
Well, that is part of what Reiki helps you do.
Oh,
it
really?
Helps you. It does help clear away. It helps you connect more to yourself, your higher self, make it really clear. So there's not as much hemming and hawing over decisions you should make. It just makes it a lot more comfortable to go forward with what you're feeling, because decisions we make anyways are, even if they don't necessarily turn out what we think they should, there's still a lesson in there somewhere. Right. So there's really no bad decision making. That's one way how it helps someone like me that will overthink things. How is this decision going to affect 50 years from now?
Yeah.
And I will just wander, and I can't do that anymore.
Yeah.
You just have to be right here, right now.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it's good choices. And I mean, it's frankly what got me to Hendersonville, North Carolina. Trusting we needed to move, and just going with that, which is it's a big deal. But so Reiki has a way to just kind of clear out all the other junk and make your own self-connection really strong.
Oh gosh, I love that so much. Yes. And I know, especially back to this empath connection, when you're an empath, it's really easy to not even realize you're doing what everybody else wants you to do. And it might be specific people, or it might just be like, this is what society says I do next, so I do that. And if we don't ever, or have a regular practice of connecting to our own soul and looking at it and dealing with all the other things that have come up, we might never pay attention. I like that it helps us connect to our souls more. And there was something else that you said that I thought was pretty cool. Well, one, I want to kind of walk back a little bit, because I know what you mean about it being abstract. And I think we've spent so much time in human history looking at certain things. So it's like we know how to talk about math and technology, kind of, depending on the technology and all these other systems. But we haven't had a lot outside of the arts that really delve into things of emotions and how those impact us. But I just think about when you see somebody who has fallen in love, like it's obvious that their emotions are totally transforming them, or someone in grief, same thing. So it's like, we know if we can think about an extreme emotion that we've experienced or we've seen other people experience, we know it affects the body. And so then it's like, well, if it does when it's extreme, all of these other daily emotions can affect the body too.
Yes, and how we respond to them is different. Our behavior, control, lack of control. There's so many nuances to our emotions, or how we perceive them or view them or process them. We're in different stages of processing trauma. Yes. So, I mean, that's even more reason to be really compassionate and patient with ourselves, and also meet ourselves where we're at. Like I used to think I didn't have time to meditate because it seemed like something I had to change my lifestyle to be that type of person, when actually it's just simple, and I incorporate it, and slowing everything down means that I have time.
Yes.
And it's not feeling like I had time to just slow down. So I'm a really big fan of being gentle with yourself and just meeting yourself where you're at. And when you're having emotions come out, just really to just examine them a little bit instead of being afraid of them.
Yes, I love that. And when I think you're the first person I asked more, or one of the first, about, tell me about Reiki, because I'd heard about it, but I felt like I wanted to hear more. And then that line that you just said really stuck with me and made me feel like there's something valuable here, thinking that it meets us where we are, helps us meet ourselves where we are. Just the compassion within that, and the accessibility of it, and just patience of, we don't have to be 10 steps ahead or already achieved or all the things. We can just be where we are in this moment and feel what we feel, and go from there.
Yes. And it's kind of like, we're not trying to levitate here.
Yeah.
It's like, let me just get my game plan. My day, that kind of, sometimes that's all it is let me not like be angry or freak out, or let me have the stamina to tolerate listening to Baby Shark. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Whatever, just let me, keep myself together and feel like I can participate and not just respond. Read my thoughts and be, so that I can just be present and enjoy my family or my surroundings, myself. I feel like I'm just having to get through the day.
Yes, I love that.
Appreciate where I'm at in life. And, that's not always easy to do,
Yes.
and I know I need help. And so just having different tools and being able to slow down helps me live feeling a little bit more free.
Thank you so much for sharing that, because I love when it feels that things like you're sharing are practical as well as spiritual, because sometimes I feel, and I mean, you can disagree with me if I'm wrong here, but I love spirituality, but sometimes, like you say, it feels like way out there and almost like a luxury, and yet getting through the day and enjoying my family and not being annoyed to hear the same song again and again, like that is pretty much life. And so it's nice to enjoy life rather than, oh, let me rush through this moment or endure this moment in like this grudgingly like pushing through kind of way. And so I like that it can help bring that to us. And that seems incredibly valuable, actually, and not at all a nice to have, but like a gotta have it.
Exactly. Yeah. And I think, most of us, from what I've discovered, we want to do the right things. We want to be the right parents, and we want to meet our kids and help them thrive. And if we don't set that example for them, if we're responding or overreacting to maybe little things, I feel it's also setting an example. So just showing them how we breathe through being annoyed, which is definitely something my kids can mirror. We will take a deep breath. We do it so much, especially, but I'll also communicate with them too. Like, I've got so much going on in my head right now. I can't answer your questions. Can you wait a few minutes for mom to give you my attention, and just communicate and talk with them. And I feel like having a better sense of what's going on in my own mind and my own body helps me, but then I'm sharing that with my family, or I don't feel good, or my back hurts, so I'm in pain, so I don't feel like joking around, or just being a little bit more transparent also.
Yes. Oh
and
my gosh.
I didn't used to have that awareness for myself, or being stressed out when I was going to go to the grocery store or the airport or on a road trip. So being able to communicate, hey, I'm probably going to be a little bit more rigid. So just understand that, so that they also don't feed off of that energy. So that they know, like, hey, if I say this or that, I need you to listen to what I say.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yeah. And that self-awareness is such nice modeling for them too. Because then, like you say, they don't start making a story in their head. I mean, depending on what age they are, that might be happening anyway. But you're empowering them to see you going through this process. And oh gosh, that just sounds amazing. Do you find that since either you as a Reiki practitioner or the people that you work on, like the more that you either do it yourself as a practitioner or when people come and get the sessions, like the ripple effects kind of go out from there?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Without a doubt. Yeah, definitely.
Cool. And what about, so let's say, I know you focus on empaths and sensitive, but if somebody doesn't know if they are sensitive or they think that they're not, do you think they would still notice something from a Reiki session that they got, or would it just feel like a relaxing nap?
Who doesn't like a relaxing nap? Yeah, I didn't know I was a sensitive person really until I had a Reiki session.
Oh, wow.
But I would say Reiki helps you feel relaxed because it's freeing up blocked energy. So it's allowing energy to flow. It's your own energy being refreshed. So it's nothing that is coming from me. It's your own energy system. And for most people, it feels relaxing because they feel lighter.
That sounds lovely.
It's an opportunity to just be in a state of feeling good. So there's not necessarily like large aha moments, people are constantly experiencing, because there doesn't necessarily have to be anything large. Sometimes it is just feeling lighter that is what feels good. And then it lasts for about 72 hours. So not even all the healing is done on the table, but and that can look like a lot of different things for different people or different sessions. Sometimes difficult memories can surface to look at, so we can acknowledge them and release them. Or sometimes you just get a surge of love. And so everyone has different experiences. So it's hard to kind of say what someone may or may not expect, if that makes sense. But for the most part, it can just be a relaxing time. Just to
just to be
a moment.
And do you notice, so as a practitioner, when you're working with somebody, what is that experience like? Because, okay, I'm picturing when you're working with massage, like, here's a tense muscle, I got to work. Not that you do it like I'm doing with my hands, but you know the things. I've seen what it looks like when Reiki happens, but what does it feel like as a practitioner? Is it like that, but without muscles and skin and all that? You're kind of feeling like the emotional body. I don't know if that's the term that's used. And I know this is abstract, so feel free to use whatever metaphors you feel relevant.
My husband put it really well. He said, I think you're good at deciphering what you're sensing. And I'll say we all have different gifts. So every practitioner, I feel, has something valid and authentic that they sense. So that's why it's also nice to see different Reiki practitioners too, because you'll get something different. And everyone has a little different flavor to them and a different way that they interpret what they feel too. So those things are also really exciting, and they're wonderful opportunities. Yeah, I mean, to put it, I guess, simply, I am just deciphering what I'm sensing, what I'm feeling, because it's just something that has taken a lot of time. But I just feel or sense what I need to share with someone. And it's usually does have to do with our emotions, but not everyone works that way. So depending on who you go to see, you could get something a little different. There's some Reiki practitioners that really hone in on herbs, colors, or just all sorts of different parts of our being. So I don't know if that answers it for you.
Yes. And I love it too, because I've been thinking lately, I want to see a practitioner near me, because I was thinking, okay, I've seen how you do it. I want to see someone else. And I love that you said that, because it really, from the recipient's point of view, it makes me think about each person that I could see might illuminate a different part of the experience for me. I might discover, oh, I really like working with the person who works with color. I mean, I'm really into color. So now I'm like, I want to go find somebody who does that. And then I know a woman who she does it with sound. Or, well, I don't know if sound is in the sessions, but she also does sound. And so I'm assuming sound is maybe somehow.
I'm a big fan of sound. Yeah, I'm a big fan of sound. Yes.
Yeah. And so I love, it goes back to it meets you where you are. It makes me think each practitioner has their own wonderful gifts, and each person is like this wonderful, dance, then slow motion dance, where you get to receive. And then when you go with your next Reiki dance partner, it's a different type of dance, but it's all helping you feel this relaxed state, which, I mean, any one of us, I know if I have to make a decision, calm, clear, relaxed Rachel makes the best decisions. So Yes. And then I love to that it seems like it can maybe make your relationships better. Like people probably feel a little bit more love and peace and calmness, or this lightness sounds amazing.
Yeah, I mean, if anyone wanted to talk further about like our chakra system or how we, I mean, I can talk about that all the time. Even if you want to talk about pulling in any essential oils or crystals, I mean, there's just such a dynamic to how we help ourselves and how we heal ourselves. But I think the important thing to know is that it is possible. It's just being open to having those experiences, because in our culture it might be kind of new, but it's not in other places. So there are systems, there are charts of where we store things and the reasons. So we do have tools to combat kind of being in our headspace too much.
Yes. And it's very easy these days to be in our headspace a lot, but exactly. There's another part going on. The rest of our body's like, don't forget about me. So it's so nice to connect back in there and feel those emotions and all of that. And I love that you shared, in a moment I'll let you share your contact info and stuff, but that it's not just Reiki with you either. People can come in and there's other elements that you're bringing in, or that if the people are interested, that can enhance the experience, and it makes it a little bit more layered and have more of a richness to it. So yes. And can you briefly tell me about distance Reiki? Because I know some people, this is going to go online, so people might want to connect with you who don't live nearby, or even if they do, with COVID times, they might not want to be in a room with you on a table.
Basically, all I've been doing is distant Reiki.
Okay.
So my client sends me an image of themselves about 15 minutes before the session. Still 45 to 60 minutes long. But so I basically send the energy to the real-time photo while the person is sitting or resting with music. And I have had, first time Reiki clients or people that, get it often, and it's still, you're still having the same experience energetically. Sometimes it's nice to, leave your home to go be in a studio that supports, relaxation, but you can also go to a park and lean against a tree if you want. There's a lot of, I think, alternatives if you're trying to like get out of your house. And for about 45, 60 minutes, you just will still receive the Reiki treatment. And then I call my clients when the session is over and share then any messages I've received or any information that I have to share.
That's beautiful. And, I love how you shared, if you want to get away, here are the ways you can do it. And I know also some people are like, I don't have to leave my house. This is great. And it might invite them to add more to their home that makes it have that experience. Every time I've gone, I mean, gosh, your environment that you have set up is lovely. Or if I've gone to a spa or a massage therapist, I always think, I need to get more stuff out of my house, have more candles, flowers, crystals, incense, whatever.
And light candles.
Yes. And so it might be an invitation, if you are receiving it at home, to say, how can I make my home feel this nurturing space today?
Oh my gosh, I have crystals. I don't know, like I have crystals just absolutely everywhere.
Yeah.
All within like a hand's reach, because I love them. But the senses are important, like what we smell, having visuals, just as well as things to comfort us, to help us relax and calm down, are also reminders. We see things. Oh, this means it's going to project harmony in my family. Well, you don't have to buy into that. You can buy into, me just thinking that is putting that in my mind. And again, that ripple effect, then you are still wanting that. It's in the front of your mind that you're having certain things to help you relax, or you're having certain things to remind you of whatever it is that you need, you know. And I say light the candles because I had a client who was in her 70s, and she was just starting to kind of take care of herself, and she was getting massages, and she says, light the candles. I have all these candles. I never burn them. She said, so light your candles.
Oh, I love that. Yeah. And you know what you were just saying, and earlier it made me think, I almost feel like Reiki is doing this like decluttering of our inner space. You know, you said releasing the blocked energy and all that. And when you light the candle, it's like, okay, we're bringing in to our external space all of these things. Tell us, and whoever's watching, how we can reach you. I'll put all the info in the description box, but just remind them your name and where you can be reached and all that.
Okay, so I have a website, peaceofmovement.com or peaceofmovement@gmail.com with any questions.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much, Leslie. This was lovely.